have Sadie, and she's one of my clients that comes into my shop. She's a pretty cocker, but she has some flaws. We don't like to let her hear that. A cocker, or most sporting breeds, should have a balanced foreskull and muzzle. This actually is twice the length from the nose to the stop. This is called the stop. They should have a very prominent stop, which means I should be able to put my thumb down in there. They should, from a frontal view, look like a figure 8, meaning this dome and the muzzle here should make an equal figure 8. Well, as you can see, her nose is a little bit long from profile. And when we look at her face on, let's see if I can get her to stop panning for just 2 seconds. She's not quite a figure 8. She's a little bit what we call snipey. Her lips don't quite cover her bottom jaw, which is something that should happen in most sporting breeds. But we can create the illusion of more depth of muzzle. We can also create the illusion of more equal planes from her top skull to her nose, and I'm going to show you how to do that. First of all, you're going to have your clippers set on a 30 blade for the under jaw. And we're going to take that super, super tight for under jaw. Be sure to move the top lip out of the way. And you want to clear all of that off. I know, it's all right though. And as you can see, as we're taking that coat away, she starts to look like she has more lip up there. So we're going to pull the lip line back and clip that very, very close under here. Just on the very front of her muzzle, from her nose down, just the very front, you're going to take, I'm going to set this to a 40, which is almost surgical close, and you're going to just scoop that up. What that does is that brings this line here in. You're taking all the hair off that you possibly can, and you're going to bring this nose back just a little bit. And these are subtle differences, and there again, like I said before, an owner's not going to know what you did differently. They're just going to know their dog looks better and more balanced. So we're going to go ahead and clean this lip line off here. I'm just finishing what I started. And then they should be very well chiseled underneath the eye, which means you should see this prominent bony structure here too. So we're going to fold this ear back. We're going to set this on a 15. We're going against the lay of the coat. And when you're clipping, you got to pay attention because it comes out in a curve this way. This is the coat growth pattern on most Cocker Spaniels or Springer Spaniels, English Cockers, that sort of thing. So you're going to be coming up this way to go against the lay of the coat. Then it changes. You're going to go this way to the lip line. It's all right, baby. And then we're going to go right underneath the eye. We're just going to go really close and clip underneath that eye. You notice I'm not coming down the muzzle. I'm not coming down the top of that muzzle for a reason, because we want to build this coat here and make it look thicker than it actually is. It's going to give her that plush, kind of stuffed animal look. And that real cartoonish kind of droopy face. So you can kind of see from side to side what that's doing. That's building this top muzzle here, building that top lip. To create the depth of stop here, we're going to come down the top of this nose with a 15. You notice I'm not going down the side of this. Okay, so we've done that. I'm going to go ahead and clip her top skull. Her top skull should be done with a 15 blade. Whoops, and my clipper died. Hold on. Let me just change clippers really quickly. I want to cut away. I want to cut.
Okay, this is creating the illusion of a balanced muzzle, part 2 in 3, 2.
Okay. Now that we have our clippers back on, we have a 15 blade on this particular clipper. We're coming up against the lay of the coat. I'm stopping just in front of the ear. This has nothing to do with the muzzle, but we have to do this part to show the whole headpiece. So we're going to clear that off. And this is the crown. This is called the crown. This creates that dome. I'm going to come right across this eyebrow area here. On her, she's 13 years old, so you can really definitely see that eyebrow. It's nice and white. But if you clip that off, that gives a nice straight up and down look, and it accentuates the depth of stop here because they should have an apple dome. Okay, now that we've created that, what I'm going to do, since I didn't clip down her muzzle, I'm going to reach over here and grab my thinning shears. Sorry about that. I'm going to grab my thinning shears, and we're just going to lightly thin to neaten this muzzle here on the top. We don't want to clip down it with a clipper. That takes off too much coat. We're trying to build muzzle under here. I'm coming off the clip line where it should show the bony structure, the chiseling underneath the eye. You notice how we've got so much more lip there now. And then all we're going to do is just scissor to neaten this lip. Now be careful to have a nice hold on your dog so that they're not jerking around and you don't slice that lip. But you notice I'm coming around to the flue, and that creates that nice depth here. And you can see the difference. Close your mouth, baby. From side to side. If she'll hold her mouth shut for us. They don't always cooperate. I know, darling. But from side to side, she doesn't look quite as snipey. And that's how you create depth of muzzle and balance it out.